In 2024, a parent and a PT teacher in Uttar Pradesh got into a physical fight in a school. In 2025, a teacher in a government school got transferred out because of protests by parents. These are just two extreme examples of the challenges that schools in India face. That of managing parents. Teachers and schools often get demands from parents like reducing fees, increasing a student's grades, or changing a teacher's approach in classroom. In some cases, some parents also get very aggressive and abusive in public, and this has happened to me as well. And in a few such cases, schools blindly take the side of parents instead of listening to their own teachers. On the other hand though, parents are very busy as well, and they are also trying to adapt to different needs of their own child. According to a recent survey by CBSE, almost half the parents in India either struggled or needed more support in managing the behaviors of their child. In this video, we'll explore how schools and teachers can build this vital relationship with parents of their students and strike a real collaboration with them. And this beyond just having parent-teacher meetings and having WhatsApp groups. We'll uncover 5 key strategies, a blueprint for action designed for your school to strengthen this most vital relationship of all, that with the parents. By the end of this video, you'll also see how great relationship between teachers, schools, and parents not only uplift the students studying in your school, but also create a learning environment for the entire community around. Namaste. My name is Nikhil, and this is the Staff Room, a dedicated space for teachers where we discuss diverse topics related to the teaching profession. This video is brought to you in partnership with the GRD Trust based in Coimbatore. They run multiple educational institutes such as schools, colleges, and teacher training institutes with the motto, Savidya ye Vimuktaye. Knowledge is that which liberates. Before continuing, make sure you have clicked the subscribe button for more such teacher-relevant content. In the first chapter, let's talk about the role of a parent-school partnership in a child's life. A child essentially grows up in 3 environments: classroom, school, and home. And when there's harmony across all of these 3 environments, there are 4 benefits for every child. First, kids learn more and do better. Studies like big research compiled by John Hattie shows that when homes and schools are connected, kids do better in their education, get along well with others, attend school more regularly, and even behave better. Kelly Turner, in her research, Homeschool Partnerships and Outcome Measures, showed that what parents believe, what they feel, and what they expect while working with schools are some of the strongest indicators of how well their child does. Government of India's Ministry of Education's guidelines for parent participation in home learning emphasizes that when parents and teachers work together as partners, the well-being of a child and their learning improves. And this happens irrespective of the social and educational backgrounds of the parents or caregivers. Number 2, they help the whole child grow. Immerse Education points out that strong partnerships celebrate the whole child, meaning they focus on important life skills like emotional intelligence, being resilient when things get tough, and boosting creativity. Number 3, better communication means catching issues early on. When parents and teachers talk regularly, kids get consistent messages. That means there is less confusion for them. It also helps both the teacher and the parent spot any academic or behavioral issue early on and solve them. This way, everyone can work together in addressing issues even before they come up. Number 4, less worry for parents, great role models for kids. When parents have open, honest conversations about their children with teachers and school, it eases their worries a lot. And for kids, seeing their parents and teachers work together with respect is a healthy, powerful lesson in teamwork and collaboration. Guidelines issued by Government of India's Ministry of Education also strongly agrees with this. Now in chapter 2, let's look at how to actually get this going. First and foremost, teachers and schools need to accept that parents are open to their feedback and also want to work together. A recent survey of parents by CBSE showed that 1 in 5 parents are navigating parental challenges, and more than 1 in 3 parents want to learn more about what they can do. So building strong connections between schools and parents is a positive sign for both of them. Great schools begin this connection by setting up rules and environment in 3 key ways. Number 1, break down language and cultural barriers. The context and knowledge of a school or a teacher is very different from the context and knowledge of a parent at home. Great schools understand this difference and make life easier for parents by offering translation services, involving staff who speak different languages, and using material that makes sense to different cultures. NYU Steinhardt points out that these are really effective measures to build strong connections between parents and schools. Number 2, be clear and thoughtful from day one. Schools should lay down very clearly of what is expected from their parents and how they can get involved. They also need to ensure that different cultural and parental constraints are kept in mind while designing that involvement. Additionally, make sure that you involve parents in meaningful ways and not just saying things like pay fees on time, bring your child to school on time, and so on. Third, create warm spaces and reach out first. NYU Steinhardt calls this making the first connection. This means setting up friendly areas in your school, maybe family corners, with helpful information for parents and caregivers. It also means for schools and teachers to actively reach out to the parents first through notes or WhatsApp messages or emails, whatever works, instead of waiting for parents to approach them. The goal must be to understand a student's home life and community to make schoolwork feel more connected to their world. Number 4, visit students' homes. I've done this myself. And when I was a student, some of my teachers did it as well. The visit is for you to truly understand a child's life in their home and build a direct personal relationship with their parents. It goes a very long way in establishing a strong bond of trust between teachers and school and the parents. Now that we have laid out a few ground rules in place, in chapter 3, let's explore how communication must happen between schools and teachers on one side and parents on the other. A good two-way communication is a secret sauce for any partnership. In this case, it makes the parents feel empowered, builds trust, and keeps everyone on the same page. 4 critical elements define effective communication. Chat clearly, consistently, and with solutions. Messages from schools should be short, easy to understand, and communicate solution and not just problems. These communications must need to also ensure different variations. You could use phone calls, WhatsApp messages, SMS, emails, newsletters, videos, photos, or even a face-to-face interaction. Both NYU Steinhardt and India's Ministry of Education talk about building effective communication systems. Number 2, always start with good news. A golden rule for fostering positive relationship between anybody is to start with positive news. This approach helps build trust and make tough conversations more productive. Number 3, use Access model as a communication guide. NYU Steinhardt suggests Access model for effective communication between parent and schools. A, avoid assumptions. For example, thinking parents are not interested. C, consider communication preferences. For example, busy parents might prefer voice notes and short messages over one-on-one meetings. C again, check documents like past records, your own notes for clarity of what you want to communicate. E, end with contact information and action items. S, show sensitivity to the family's context. S again, spotlight positive as opposed to negative. Now number 4, have clear rules and be tech savvy. The importance of having clear communication policies and usage of technology is emphasized by immerse education. Schools should create and have a clear homeschool communication policy that is shared actively with parents and teachers and reviewed at least once a year. You can also use technology and digital platforms for regular notifications and communications, platforms like ClassDojo, Google Classroom, and Remind. Let's come to chapter 4. Figuring out how well home and school partnerships are working can be really tricky, especially for school leaders. Relying on regular attendance in parent-teacher meetings or engagement on a WhatsApp group cannot be defined as success. Kelly Turner's research in homeschool partnerships and outcome measures point out a few challenges and suggest smart ways to overcome them. Here are 2 things that you can do. Number 1, look beyond just numbers. Instead of just using an attendance sheet to check if parents showed up for a meeting, you can try asking specific questions through a Google form, phone calls, and get proper feedback. You could ask a question like, do you feel more confident about your child's learning after the meeting? A response to this question can tell you the value that the parents took away from the conversation that they had in your school. Number 2, make sure everybody's voice counts. For a true partnership, schools need to actively engage with all the stakeholders involved and ensure that all of them are on the same page, including your teachers, families, and students. For any event or program, make sure that you have given enough notice to parents, taken their consent, and also considered objections if they have any. Similarly, discuss openly with your teachers on what to expect and how to manage issues should they arise. Let's come to chapter 5. There is only so much that you can do for a child in a school, but you can expand your influence by involving parents and converting their homes into learning environments. Ministry of Education's guidelines for parent participation in home-based learning suggest 5 action items for this. First, give parents resources and information. Share what kids are expected to learn, homework rules, and even offer training sessions for parents on guided teaching. Identify free resources like videos, essays, articles, library books, and so on, and coordinate remediation, distribute assessment planners, and share weekly progress reports. Number 2, promote fun and playful learning. Remind parents that learning can happen anywhere, even doing daily chores. Encourage parents to share their childhood stories with their children, play counting and word games, cook together, clean together, or talk about family histories. The Ministry of Education's guidelines suggest age-appropriate activities. For example, for children in early stages, ages 6 to 8, or children in their teenage, where parents are expected to play a multifaceted role. Number 3, special support for kids that are differently abled. These children and their families need extra care and attention. Schools should ensure their safety and focus on being supportive and understanding for both the child and their families. Encouraging positive feedback, sharing routines, and involving friends and neighbors can create a positive environment for the student. Number 4, tap into creativity and healing art. For instance, art is a wonderful tool to help children express themselves and deal with tough situations. It can be done daily for about 30 to 40 minutes with materials that are available in anybody's home. When families engage in painting, cooking, cleaning, or other activities together, it builds strong emotional bonds, social skills, and also helps parents spot talents very early on. Number 5, help parents take care of themselves. It's very easy for parents to forget themselves while taking care of their child and in stressful situations. They need to eat healthy as well, they need to rest, they need to exercise, and overall take care of themselves. Schools that can openly acknowledge this and offer support to parents will go a long way in establishing trust between them and the parents. In conclusion, I would urge you to consider a child's daily or weekly or even an annual calendar. They spend most of their time either in class, in school, or with their families. Today, each of these environments set different rules and norms for the child. When parents, teachers, and schools work together, they create a synergy for the child that can fundamentally transform their life. Building strong homeschool partnerships is an ongoing and dynamic effort that requires inclusivity, effort, and responsiveness from schools. When families truly feel valued, heard, and like genuine partners, the real benefiters are their children. So what steps do you and your school take to build bridges with parents?